Cheers.
I almost want to put that in the podcast. Welcome
Gary
to episode
Busey.
66, guys. What's up? Cheers, man.
Oh man, yeah, Gary Busey. Let's talk about butter sausage. You want to talk about butter sausage? Where it's at, where it's going, get it out of my face.
We're about 3 beers in. I Ubered over to Sean's house today, so I can.
It's gonna be one of them late night podcasts.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking! I'm ready.
Wild,
I'm wired up right now.
You're wired up.
I'm wired up.
You're all hyped up on Goofenthal.
Yeah. Oh,
Where did that come from?
I think it's like a family thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Goofenthal.
I think that like no one has. Maybe I'm the only one to notice.
We
Maybe
got
you
some
have
creative ass parents.
Oh, for sure.
They're so creative.
They're
yeah.
so creative, dude. But I think that that's why I like Rob Zombie movies so much is because like
That's
Rob
creative
Zombie is so creative, and Rob Zombie, like if you watch House of a Thousand Corpses, I know I talked about it on the podcast before,
Last
but
week.
did I? We went
Slashers,
into
those are
like
horror movies,
fucking an hour and 30 minutes into slashers, and I don't think we scratched the surface. You know, I'm
I
watching.
don't even think we scratched the coochie.
Yeah, we didn't scratch the coochie.
Shout out to Sexy Red.
Sexy Red.
Trying to get my coochie scratched.
But yeah, Rob Zombie kind of gets into when he's directing a movie. He's got that holy moly, we got the whole family's like saying something, and you can tell like the people
There's
who
so
are
many
not
inside jokes.
the inside jokes. The people who are not on the inside joke, they are awkward, and it's
And
weird.
that's what you want. That's there's a horror element to that. We're going fucking horror episodes 3 weeks in a row.
Episode 2, dude.
Well, I mean, the episode before our horror episode, we talked about stuff.
Well, this will actually be
Not a horror
coming out next week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So this we'll give them a break, but when they come back, we're gonna hit them right in the face with
I hit
Rob
you.
Zombie.
I hit you with the episode. Welcome to episode 66. And then I forgot it was
Yeah.
episode 66.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's like a horror element to being uncomfortable in those situations because everybody's been in a situation where you're
Right.
not in a inside joke with a person,
Yeah.
and that's
Makes
like,
you feel
it's
weird, doesn't it?
uncomfortable. It's awkward. It's
Yeah.
scary. It's like
And
being
you-
awkward and uncomfortable is scary.
Yeah, you almost start hating on it a little bit. You almost start like because we all kind of dismiss what we don't understand. You see this everywhere.
I get it.
I continue to bring this up,
That's not much. I understand everything.
but it's like I mean, it's everywhere. It's with football. It's with sports. It's with political topics. It's with social
Yeah.
shit. Like we all tend to we don't understand, you know, a certain type of person. We dismiss them and criticize them because
You think it's just like a negative attitude?
I do think that there's something to that. There's negative people and there's positive people.
And you think most negative people try to criticize stuff
Yes,
they don't understand?
don't understand. Yeah,
Okay.
and I think that even positive people do this. That's how bad it is. Is that like a lot of positive people kind of do this too?
Sure.
Because I'm a positive person. I'm always laughing, I'm always smiling.
that's
but
right.
even I'm critical on a lot of things. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. Makes me wonder. You know?
Hey, I don't. I think you're a very positive person, but you're also a very opinionated person. Well, I say you. We are very
yeah. We're
opinionated.
both. That's why we have a podcast.
Yeah, that's true. And we talk.
Yeah.
We talk about a lot of shit. We like to tell people how we feel.
We're strong in our.
We're very
beliefs.
expressive.
Yeah.
we're very
yeah.
expressive.
Definitely.
I know this is. I mean, it's kind of off topic, but not really. But our buddy Noah was talking about getting an ear piercing.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah,
gonna get the
tattoo.
80s like a little dangly
dangly?
cross?
Yeah, I told him to do that, and he said. I won't say what he said, but
It's so funny because like the 80s style is kind of back, so you
Yeah.
can see a little bit of that. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah, he said he's gonna get the double hoop, the 2 hoops side by side, the little small hoop.
Okay, nice. Okay.
He said,
Midlife crisis.
And I-
Quarter life crisis.
and I went, well, I think that's kind of like you getting your tattoo. You know, that was like you said. I mean, you talked
Yeah.
about you not being
I
able to.
should have never bought that tattoo. Then.
But you were saying that you couldn't really express yourself in that moment. You weren't very open, and like you felt like you said you had trouble making eye contact with people in the time of your life. You were what, 24?
No, I was
23?
probably I was 22.
Okay, yeah, sure. I
I
was probably
wanna
15 or
say.
16. So yeah, you're probably
I
22,
was
7 years older than me.
22, I think.
So you're younger than I was right now for sure.
Yeah.
And so you were like struggling to express yourself. You know, like you said, you struggle making eye contact with people.
I
And
did.
You
I
didn't
do.
really like feel like you fit into like whatever, you know. So that was you expressing yourself.
I fit in. I just didn't. I fit in every like. I was like a Swiss Army knife. I fit it in so many
Right.
places.
You didn't really have your category of people.
But there was like John Michael and Chris. That was my guys. Will Ritchie. Those
Yeah,
were my
right.
guys. But like all those guys
we're so different.
were so different. Like you've listened to you've seen Will in here. You've seen Chris
seen
in
our
here.
friends on
John
here,
Michael
yeah.
and Chris. Yeah, they're kind of hand in hand. Like they're family
Like
members,
you were
they're
never
brothers.
like in school, you're never like a jock or a nerd or whatever. You were never that.
right. Like
You were all friends with all of them.
I could listen to My Chemical Romance with Will Ritchie, or I know it's a bad comp. Sorry, Will. I didn't mean to. Will listen
Pink
to
Floyd with Will
Pink.
Ritchie.
There, thank you.
Pink Floyd with Will Ritchie.
I could listen to Pink Floyd with Will Ritchie, and I could go throw fucking footballs with Chris Harris.
Yeah, right.
So like, and then like I would hang out with the baseball team, or I hang out with like the gamer guys that liked fucking
gamer
Call of
guys.
Duty and like Final Fantasy games and shit. I don't know, but I never felt like all my friends, and I think this is kind of why we started the podcast. I know you're the same way. A lot of our friends are just different and unique in their own way because we like original motherfuckers. We just do.
For sure.
We love original motherfuckers. So,
But yeah, I think like
and we wanted to show our friends off because they're cool.
Yeah, we want to show our
people.
friends off.
They're
We wanna show our
fucking
friends
cool
off.
people.
I don't want to get like sappy, but
Yeah,
I
I'll get fucking sappy. Don't put a label.
Well, I
on
mean,
it.
I
I'll
did-
get sappy with this mug.
like whenever I think about Dylan, I'm like, that's such a good friend of mine. I didn't eat like I feel like everybody that I'm friends with now, I wish they could have experienced who he was.
Yeah, he was a good dude. I really liked him. Him and Tyler.
Yeah.
I really like them dudes. Life is it's unfair.
It is for sure.
It's I think about those guys a lot. And I don't know, it's just it's weird. When I was I think I might have been in first or second grade, and this might be like a late age to realize like or comprehend death.
Yeah, second grade definitely is.
It's late.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I remember second grade just thinking like maybe I learned it like kindergarten or second grade or whatever, but
I mean, maybe it's early though.
But I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you let us know in the comment section, like, what age is the right age to
What a time for a shameless
comprehend
plug.
death?
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Our friends died. Like and
No,
subscribe,
but for
5
real,
stars on
but
Spotify
for real, like it's
every Sunday.
it never is.
They would love it. They would laugh.
They would laugh.
If they were here, they would
They
laugh
would
their
laugh.
ass off.
They would. They'd be, what the fuck's wrong with
Like,
you?
damn, you
I'd
made
be
fun of
like,
me.
I'm
I
sorry.
died. You made fun.
What
the fuck?
But I'm not even trying to make fun.
Yeah, right.
I remember being at a young age and trying to comprehend death, and it kind of fucked with me at a young age. I remember thinking like, damn, my parents one day, and to you, one day isn't like it is today. Like now you have that's why like your first 18 years, everything seems so long and getting to, it's really your first, because you don't really remember 1 through 5. I mean, you remember some picture snapshot moments,
Oh,
but
I remember one. I want to bring it up whenever we have our
from
podcast.
from like kindergarten to like high school seems so long,
Right.
and it's like
Shit, it did.
it seems so long because your time relevance is kind of off because everything's long because you're new to life.
Yeah, well, and a guy,
And then
a guy at work
as-
said that time goes by faster as you get older because
Yeah, I
it's a
believe
smaller
that.
percentage of your
Yeah,
life.
and I believe that, and every day becomes more similar.
Yeah, exactly, because you have so many experiences that are it's a blur.
And then you start to realize how like the like what time is. You're like, okay, a year is this. A year seems so long when you're in 7th grade going to
Right.
8th, or 8th to 9th seems like the most massive jump in human history.
Yeah, I remember telling him, I was like, and he didn't say it like a philosophical person would say it. He said it like an asshole would say it.
So like we would say it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, man, this year's just flown by. He said, oh, you haven't seen shit. You're fucking 20. Just wait till you're 60. And I was like, yeah, years is still the same amount of time. That was my response. And he was like, yeah, but a year is a significantly bigger percentage of your life now than it is for me. And I was like, holy shit, he's right. I don't think I told him that at the time, but I was like, oh.
Yeah, he's right.
Shout out Bill Francis. I would like to have him on the podcast. He's like 59 right now.
Yeah, I like the old heads,
Dude's
dude.
a fucking.
I
he's
I
so
really
smart. One of the smartest people I've ever met.
I've seen a lot.
Smart
I
as
really
fuck.
get along with a lot of older guys.
Big music and movie guy. It'd be a fun episode.
Oh, well, then he's in.
yeah.
He's in. Get him in.
Yeah.
Let's get him in.
Pervert.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, like any guy is. It's funny, like comedy pervert.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember trying to contemplate like life and death at a young age and being like it just never set right with me. I know it doesn't set right with everybody. That's not what I'm trying to say. I mean, like it just didn't sit right with me
Right.
for some reason, and still
The perp.
doesn't.
Yeah.
And I think like even at a young age, like I can remember the feeling of like death not sitting right with me, and going like, and that kind of naturally created a floor for my feeling and perception on death.
Okay.
And so now, I think it still kind of correlates with like people my age because I still feel like I've never really had to deal with death on a super personal level, like I had my great grandfather passed away. Our great grandfather passed away. That was like the first time I dealt with death, and I was like, I didn't have the connection like everyone
Like
that was there had the connection, the impact that he had on them. I never had that. It was like a very drop in the bucket compared to like, because I didn't get to experience him of my age. But what really,
I vaguely remember that being like one of the first times I actually cried.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't like really know, or I couldn't be like empathetic or sympathetic. Well, I guess I don't really know the difference in this word. I forget which one it is. One of them's like, you are upset because you know what it's like to be in their shoes, and then the other one's like you're upset because you wouldn't want to be in there or something like that. Regardless of whichever word I need to use right now, but I saw
both probably apply.
I saw our dad being sad, and I was like, man,
I'm
like,
sad because my dad's sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember that being the first time, even though like I didn't grow up with him,
And I had a moment to, and I haven't talked about this on the podcast, and I didn't want to really make it a thing when John Michael comes on here.
Last weekend?
Last weekend, yeah. John Michael comes on last weekend. Right. And the other time, I had a couple other times. I had when Shane passed away.
Yeah, right.
That kind of hit me a little different. And then when Josh Turner passed away, Josh Turner.
Both of those guys.
It really put in perspective life.
So fragile.
Josh Turner was my second friend I ever made.
Yeah.
In kindergarten, Joel Strasburg being the first.
Right.
Shout out Joel.
Yeah.
I don't know if you listen to this podcast, but please comment if you do.
Oh, that would be so cool to have him
I
on
talked
here.
to him not too long ago, but he lives in Ohio now.
Right.
We played Resident Evil together. We played Final Fantasy together. He was my best friend.
Yeah.
Still consider him a friend, but
that's right.
Josh passing away. I'm sitting beside, my wife, and Lois is there. Shout out Lois. And John Michael's to my right. And
we need to have Lois on here.
Oh, it'd be great. I would love to. And my friend just passed away due to health issues. The second friend I ever made in this life. A friend who introduced me to Chris and John Michael.
Yeah, right.
And places where I spent all of my Saturdays and Sundays playing football in backyard and going over there and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and the childhood. That shows you from childhood, like from Pokemon to playing football.
Right.
Like that's the lifespan. It's just. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching and we're going to get a little dark.
Sure.
Here. I'm watching his son just bawl his eyes out.
Right.
And my best friend's sitting there, one of my best friends was sitting there. He's passed away, and I'm thinking there's no handbook to this.
Right.
There's no handbook to tell you how you're supposed to feel, what you're supposed to say, what you're supposed to do. It's all awkward. It's all sad. It's all melancholy.
Yeah, it's very strange.
It's death. And you can't comprehend it.
It's uncharted territory.
Yeah, and I think that I don't know if I'm I'm an emotional person. I think I'm just an emotional person. And I don't know, I'm not trying to, we're all emotional in that situation.
Yeah.
How could you not be? But sitting there going, here's one of my best friends to my right, John Michael, and then we're sitting there, I'm watching my buddy's kid just bawl his eyes out, and I'm just like, damn, dude. We were just kids.
Yeah.
We were just kids in kindergarten, laughing, smiling, hanging out, having a fucking blast. And then here we are. I'm not supposed to be seeing this. It's just weird. It's hard to take in, man. It really is. And I don't mean to make this an emotional podcast because I'm getting emotional myself watching you get emotional, but it's something that we all have to deal with. It's life.
Yeah, it is.
It's tough to take in, but I think that it doesn't have to be as bad as we perceive it to be.
That's right.
Those people are great in those moments. And we'll always remember them as those people. And that's what they would want us to do. And it's like I said, it's tough to take in, but it's just something that never set right with me because it's not fair. You know, there's no handbook. There's nothing that can. There's nothing that can teach you how to handle it. There's nothing that can. You know, people are born in North Korea.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And are getting rats out of their rats are eating on their side right now on the sidewalk in a train station right now.
Up for sure.
You know.
Yeah, I think
there's 10-year-olds mining for cobalt to fuel our fucking electronics in America.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's kind of where I was getting to that. And it's like,
now, I don't mean to make it.
No,
weird.
you're good.
I'm
no,
sorry.
No, it's good.
You know, it's just.
I'm surprised that
I'm
I
just
haven't
trying
cried on the podcast sooner.
I'm too, because I'm an emotional person, but yeah,
but yeah, that's where I was getting to that with is like,
there's no handbook, dude.
You know, you have like people that will pass away in your life, but yeah, you can always dwell on, oh well, fuck, it sucks they're not here, but you got to treat the people that are in your life as if they're not going to be here one day. So
yeah. That's why I'm trying to, and I think that's a bad aspect for I think a lot of children who were born inside the Great Depression,
right,
and their kids kind of suffer from just like being honest and like letting people know how they feel. You know, like the boomers, they kind of tend to hold everything down and push it down.
Right.
I would agree with that. I think you need to talk about it, man. I really do. I think we all know when like something's weighing on you. That's why people like dump.
Exactly.
People who don't have friends and like people to talk to, they'll overshare, and it's because it makes you fucking feel better.
Well, and you know we were talking about negative people before, but obviously like negative people is obnoxious as fuck to being around a negative person. But like, what about a pessimistic person?
I'm kind of like that.
You're pessimistic
sometimes.
Give me an example. That I would be like, oh yeah, he is pessimistic.
I'm sure the listeners will find it along with last.
You have to give me an example.
I don't know if I necessarily have an example.
Off the top of your head, I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily have an example, but there are times where I'm like, why does any of this matter?
Oh.
You know, we're like
dark.
You don't remember we remember like even remember Tom Brady in fucking 100 years.
Oh yeah, I think that's more dark than pessimistic.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
I don't think pessimistic is the word for that. I don't think that covers it.
Well,
whenever I say pessimistic, I mean like obviously like the easiest example of the glass being half empty, or like seeing the worst outcome in a situation.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But I think. Why does this even matter? That's way bigger picture.
But that's where I go.
That's significantly darker.
Because I'm such a positive person. That's where, like, being like in all reality, this shit doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
What you're doing, the fucking clothes you're fucking nervous of wearing, and the fucking lipstick that you're nervous of putting on because Tyler at the fucking concert might not like it. No one gives a fuck. It doesn't matter. You're gonna live. You're gonna fucking die. And no one's going to remember you. They barely fucking remember Genghis Khan. And he killed, like, fucking 25% of the goddamn world.
Yeah. The hard part is, though, is like...
Or whatever the percent is.
We say that. Both of us agree on that exact statement of no one is going to give a fuck whatever in 10 years if you put that lipstick on or not, right?
Right.
But we still worry about those minor moments.
We all do. We're all self-conscious about ourselves.
But
we all want to fit in, you know,
a person
whatever.
that does acknowledge that kind of thing, we still worry about that thing at the end of the day. Why? If we know it doesn't make a fuck, why?
Because we're prisoners of the moment.
Is that a bad thing?
At times it can. I guess it's situational.
I mean, why? Why is it bad to be a prisoner of the moment?
I think because it kind of ruins the past and the future, I guess. Maybe not so much the future, but I think it kind of takes away from the great things that happened in the past. You know? Like being a prisoner of the moment is like, oh, this sports team is like, this is the greatest of all time because of like the emotions you just had are so great. You don't feel them as much as you should, or you don't feel them very often. So when you feel that emotion, you're like, oh my God, I don't feel this very often. This seems rare. Yeah. So rare that it might be the best of all time because your feelings hit what you've seen logically hit. So naturally you go, hey, this might be like the Rams offense with Todd Gurley might be the best offense of all time.
It was good, but it's not the best.
In the time, someone thought that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they were a prisoner of the moment. And the truth is that wasn't the best offense of all time.
Yeah, but like,
But that's just a small example because sports.
But why is that bad for them to think that? Even though they're wrong, say they're wrong. That's an opinionated. This is a very opinionated example.
Definitely.
But why does it matter if they're wrong?
I don't think it matters. None of this matters, and which boils down
So
to
maybe
what I'm trying to say.
So maybe being prisoner of the moment is a good thing.
Well, if it can't be bad, can it be good? Like, why would it be a good thing then?
Well, I guess
because you're having a great time. I mean, you can have a great time and
interpretation of the
still
moment
understand that what happened in the past is greater than what happened now.
Sure, but having that feeling of living in the present, because that's where I'm a prisoner of the moment myself. I know I do struggle with that.
I'm too.
But I think that kind of started where I might have saw like some fucking meme in high school that made me start changing the way I live, because you know that happens. It's so easy to persuade a high schooler.
Yeah, some things stick with you.
I think I saw something or heard something that was like, you know, oh, the people that take pictures at concerts. This is stuck with me. Oh, the people that take pictures at concerts.
Miss out on the moment.
Miss out on the moment. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to live in the moment. I'm going to be a person that lives in the present.
Then when you get old, you're like, where's the memories?
Exactly. I thought about this before.
Yeah.
Where are the memories?
Yeah.
And so, like, I look back and I'm like, I can't really remember this, but I know those moments were so great. But where are they? So maybe that's the negative, is like you said, you can't really think about the past like you should, but in that moment, it's so good. Like, this moment right here is fucking phenomenal.
I think the reason why I don't like Prisoner of the Moment so much is because I'm a very traditional person, as we know.
Yeah.
Or if you've listened to the podcast, you kind of know. You definitely know. You're more of I feel like your generation is a little more creative. Mine's a little more traditional.
Oh, really? You think that?
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like as time goes, like I've always just been a traditionalist with certain things, and I think that I want to show the new age coming up that you're like what you're going through right now isn't everything. You got to remember, like, there are moments in history that are bigger than this moment. And I think that that's more important than just being in the moment. Like, the knowledge of just saying, hey, everything that happened before this, like, could be just as good as just what happened now.
Okay, I think
it's just like just the knowledge of knowing is more important than the knowledge of, like.
Can I try to reword what you're saying?
Please.
So what I got out of that is that I say, yes, there's those positive experiences where you're in the moment and this is the greatest moment I've ever experienced in my life.
Right.
But what about whenever it's a bad experience and you're a prisoner of the moment?
Ooh, like this is the worst thing.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened. That's what I got out of that.
Okay, well then we're gonna use. Okay, here we go. Okay, because this
is where it matters.
I think this is where it matters. I think you're right.
And the reason I want to bring this up is because I had already in my podcast notes that it was I just put, is being pessimistic a bad thing?
And I like this discussion.
And honestly, I had this based off of our friend Noah.
Okay.
And I told him this last night. We were at a Mac Speed Shop. We had some dinner. You know, we were drinking a few beers, and then he asked me, but he didn't have any idea about this note. And he says, "Is being a prisoner of the moment a bad thing?" And I was like, "Well, that's a good question."
I'll be honest. I've always viewed it as a negative thing.
And see, I've always used it
naturally. I don't know why.
To me, it's neutral.
It should be. I think.
And maybe that's because I want to be combative to your thoughts.
It could be. Because
I've
always attacked you with.
And I've always said the opposite.
I've always attacked you, and I'll be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've always attacked you and said you're just being prisoner of the moment.
And I'm like, well, and I deflect.
You deflect
every time. Yeah.
Every time.
Every single time.
I'm attacking you.
The last few times I've deflected less.
Right.
Because I'm like, yeah, that's okay. And so, but I was thinking, is being pessimistic a bad thing? Because Noah's a little bit pessimistic.
I love this note because it needs to be discussed.
It does. And so, like, being prisoner of the moment, is it a bad thing? And I told him, I don't think it is, and I need to write this as a note. But now that you've put it that way, I think being a prisoner of the moment is a good thing and a bad thing.
It's both.
It's neutral, but I think it's
all about balance, baby.
The problem is
like everything in fucking life.
But this is one thing I really want to talk about. I've talked about before.
Okay.
I told I sent a picture of something the other day. I think it was Floyd Mayweather. Like he was his one loss early in his career before he started boxing. It was something else. was like a scrimmage, and he was crying his eyes out. And I was like, to be a champion, you have to hate losing more than you love winning. And any competitive person is going to be that way. They're going to hate losing more than they love winning. They're going to hate making a mistake more than they love doing it right.
I told Heather the other
And
day.
so if you're a prisoner of the moment,
sorry,
like we were saying earlier, if you're a prisoner of the moment, that moment can be so great or so horrible. But the problem is the great moments don't feel nearly as good as the bad moments feel bad.
But is that just an emotional person? You
I
know,
mean, sure.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But
Like,
I
if
guess
you
it's just
feel-
within the realms of humanity. But
But if you feel so strongly in the good way and so strongly in the bad way in a moment, the problem is that the bad feels way worse than the good feels good.
it always does. I was telling Heather the other day, I was like, I fucking love football. It is my passion. I would love the coach. I would love the
fucking
broadcast.
hate football.
I'm obsessed, and I understand that. Like, for my wife, football might be
Obnoxious as fuck.
obnoxious. A fucking
She's down there watching it right now.
yeah, but on Saturday, but Sundays,
Oh yeah.
I'm dedicated.
I
Like,
love that. I love
because-
that she
yeah.
just needs to combat your obnoxiousness on Sundays with obnoxiousness on Saturdays.
I'm trying to get
She
there.
needs to be more obnoxious on
I'm
Saturdays.
trying to get there without being the obnoxious guy that tries to get you there.
Oh, okay. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
That's a good approach.
I'm trying to get her
The
there.
best part
and,
is she
like,
won't listen to this. So
yeah, exactly.
so you can
yeah,
say that.
she'll never. Yeah, she never listens to this. But like the other day, I'm trying to like paint
get
the
that.
picture of the drama that's going on within the game. To like when she's interested, like so when I notice her eyes darting towards the screen, paying attention to like the Saints versus the Jags, I'm like, you know, Derek Carr. She's like, he's injured, isn't he? And I'm like, I'm not going on a full fucking football.
yeah, we'll have that tomorrow.
Yeah, but
Well, this will be 6 days ago.
yeah, but we will have that
7
tomorrow.
days ago, yeah.
Even if you listen to this on
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, true. Tune into the 10:30 show Sunday. NFL
Unless
football.
this comes out on Monday, the following.
This will come out on Sunday. This comes out on Sundays.
Okay, nice.
It'll actually, and actually tomorrow, as you listen to this, or today, as you listen to this episode, I'll be getting married today.
Congratulations. Yeah, we haven't talked about that. We'll
yeah.
get to that. We'll get to that.
I'll be getting married today. That's cool.
Not to
And-
brush it off.
And,
but
and we do have an NFL podcast live on the day I get married, by the way.
on
We
the
don't-
day
we-
you get
we
married?
don't, we don't skip, dog.
Fuck yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. We will do
We're out
a
here.
Sunday live on your
That's
wedding
all,
day.
that's all we're doubling
Okay.
up today.
Yeah, I try to get Heather into it with like the little small, you know, she's like, who do you think is going to win this game if it's like New Orleans, Jacksonville that just happened, you know, a week ago on Thursday night? I'm like, yeah, Trevor Lawrence, you know, he barely played today with the hurt knee. You know, I need this to happen with Christian Kirk and then Derek
Christian
Carr.
Kirk ball out of
She's
control.
like Derek Carr, he's kind of hurt, isn't he? I was like, well, they with the shoulder, and I'm like, well, yeah, he just threw 50 times in the last game. The shoulder's not a problem. The coaching staff obviously doesn't think it's a problem.
Right.
They let him sling that thing 50 times. He was cool with it. It's,
Yeah.
going forward, it's just a Derek Carr issue, not a
Okay.
shoulder issue.
Right.
You know, just small thing. I try to like be a little dramatic with to try to get her into it, but at the end of the day, I don't think she gives a fuck.
Yeah, that's
but
Yeah, Gabby does the same thing. It was I saw a post.
it
It
has
was
to be
like a
obnoxious.
meme or video.
It has
thing.
to be obnoxious.
I
for
try
me.
to be the least obnoxious I can.
I
'cause
try
get it.
to. I
But
try
it's so
to.
hard.
Yeah, because I'm watching NFL
like,
on
I love it.
Sundays for fucking 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know.
Like me and Gabby have like shit we got to do, and so we go do the shit. But guess what? It's not that I'm like the TV's downstairs. If I'm upstairs, I have my phone on YouTube TV.
Right.
If we're going out and hanging out with her family or my family, oh, guess what? I'm watching football the whole
Me
time.
too.
And I know that that's
can't
probably
miss.
obnoxious as fuck to her.
Oh, it's definitely.
But at the end of the day, I love it
this
so
is
much.
no, at the end of the day, this is who you are. She has to accept you
That's
for
who
who
I
you
am,
are.
yeah. It's 4 months out of the year.
That's
That's
what
it.
like Heather like when I.
Or 5 months.
This
whatever
is
it
who I am.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with football.
And yeah, but
And
really
you knew that
though,
coming in, and like
what's
like you
really-
said, when
what's
you're
really fun
out
about
there,
it?
you're playing like you have your games because and I remember
so
this,
fun.
it hit for Heather when Christian McCaffrey went down because she knows how big I was entering the season with Christian McCaffrey.
I fucking knew it.
And she goes, as soon as Christian McCaffrey went out for the oblique, I picked up immediately. You even text me like
That was a
literally
good
like
pickup.
3 minutes later.
Yeah.
I picked up Mitchell.
Jordan Mason
and
Mitchell,
Jordan
And then
Mason.
you picked up Jordan Mason in the other league.
I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I guess that's why you watch all the games that your players are playing." I go, "Exactly."
Yeah.
He said, "Okay,
Exactly
she kind of gets it
Yeah.
now, you know. Like,
Whenever,
I don't watch at least my games, my players' games."
Whenever I think it wasn't the Jets game, it was the we played the Commanders last. The Eagles did. It was one of the Eagles games, and I'm like, why the fuck would they call that play? And Gabby's like, yeah, why would they call that play? And she's like, she's trolling me.
She's trolling you.
But she also was like, she's trying to like, dabble a little.
She's at least she's joining in on the football fun.
Like she know,
Yeah.
but it makes me laugh. Like
Yeah.
it cheers me up. She's like,
Yeah.
why the fuck would they run it up the middle for
Yeah.
4 yards? And I'm like, oh man, that's a good point. That's silly.
But I'm the jabroni yelling at the TV.
Yeah, exactly. She's making fun
But
of me.
that's the story.
But it's
it
good
is.
though. That's how it should be.
That's how it should.
I'd rather it be that than her be like, oh my god, he's doing that, or just make fun of me. It's way more fun if she makes fun of me.
Yeah.
Because I can handle her making fun of me.
I can too. Yeah.
But she does a good, like, whenever, like, playing the Jets, I'm like, of course we're going to fucking lose. We turned the ball over 4 times.
The
Like, it's just like the
goddamn
Commanders last
Jets.
year. And she's like, yeah, whenever we lost to the Commanders last year. Ha ha. And, like, making fun of me again. She's like, yeah, I remember that. We were at your house. Y'all suck. Wait, we suck. Oh, shit. I'm an Eagles fan.
Dude, what are the scariest moments?
Oh, man.
And I know we probably covered a lot of this.
Yeah, I don't really want to go back to this.
You don't?
No, I also have to piss.
You want to take a break? Because I have to piss too.
Okay, let's take a
Yeah,
piss
let's
break.
go
It's
do
30
it.
minutes
Yeah,
in.
let's
It's been
do
a
it.
long time since we took a 30-minute piss break.
I know.
We'll be back, guys.
Yeah, we'll be back. Cheers, brother.
Cheers. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you this before we started the last time on
Okay.
the first one. But so say you set out like 5 beers, right?
Yeah.
And you drink the first one you got. It's cold. It's delicious. And you take an hour to drink that beer. And then someone brings you 2 more beers that are cold. Do you drink the warm ones first? Or do you drink the cold one first?
You drink the cold ones.
Okay, what if it's 1 beer that's warm and 1 beer that's cold?
You go with the cold. You always go with because by the time you drink that warm beer is going to suck. Automatically, we know that. That's why you're asking the question.
Okay, what if it's like a medium?
And then by the time you get done with that beer, you got kind of a cold warm beer. Let me get that fucking fresh bitch automatically right from the jump, and then we'll go from there. Because honestly, the podcast might not last long enough for me to finish this warm beer at the end. So let me get the good, tasty.
So what part of a ribeye
ice
do you eat
cold beer.
first? Do you eat
I'm
the cap first, or do you eat the?
weird. I like to. I'm a texture person, so it depends on what part of the steak is kind of facing me versus what texture I like.
Oh, so you're OCD.
There's probably a little bit of that.
Are you familiar with the terminology for a steak?
I am.
A ribeye.
Yeah.
So the cap, that's the part you cut off the piece of fat. Like
Yep.
the fucking real, the almost feathered. looking.
Super, yeah.
It's like a feathered looking texture to it on
Yep.
the top. That I eat it first every time.
Yep.
When I go to a restaurant.
I guess it depends on how it's plated, I guess usually that it's kind of facing you. I don't know. I'm kind of weird with
I don't think they plate the cap facing towards you.
I don't think
it's
it's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if maybe in a 5-star restaurant like the Bear or something, if you get technical, maybe there's a technical way to
I
plate
guarantee you
it.
they played it there.
They played it a certain way.
There.
But yeah, I'm not that kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Picky or
Picky,
deliberate, meticulous.
No, it's I guess high maintenance or
Sure, yeah. I feel like
when you're
that's for
going
lack of
to
a better word.
be all high and mighty on some fancy shit.
Bougie.
Yeah, we have a word for it though when we talk about movies that are kind of pretentious.
Pretentious. That's a good word. Yeah. That's it.
Because food can be extremely pretentious, and I
You
think
ever
it
seen
is
the menu?
exactly.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
One of my buddies was talking about shout out Zach. He was like, he always goes to Halls, but he doesn't.
Halls is fucking good.
He doesn't. Oh, I don't doubt the fucking food, but that's not what I'm about to talk about.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, Halls is good, but he doesn't feel necessarily welcome there because of how he dresses, whatever it is. And I kind of agree with him.
I think he's wrong.
I think that for me, atmosphere is a big part of an eating environment. Like when I go to, say when I go to there's a place called Sherby's down the road. I walked in the place. It's like a burger bar joint. I walk in there and there's historic fucking NFL portraits on the wall and
You feel at home.
I feel like I like this fucking place. It has history. It has when I go to a place like Ruth's Chris and Halls, I feel like this is just a place for high maintenance bougie motherfuckers.
I think that's
And then when I go
insecurity.
to and maybe that's what it is, but I'm trying to find a place where I don't need someone to come in and bag my food for me. and being surrounded by like people in business suits. Like that doesn't feel real to me. That feels bougie.
fair.
When I go to like the Peddler, I feel like this is like a fucking hidden little place down the hole, and I can like there's a little tavern to the side when I walk in.
Right.
Salad bar's killer. You're paying like 3/4 of a price that you would pay at the Halls or whatever.
I think you're getting 3/4 of the steak.
And
at
the
the Peddler.
fucking steak is phenomenal. Like the steak, I have no complaints about the steak at Ruth's Chris or Halls. I've never
Right.
ate at Halls, but I've had a Ruth's Chris a couple of times.
Rick Irwin.
Rick Irwin's is one of
Eastside
those
Grill,
places.
That's
That's
the
one
best,
of those
that's the best
places.
steakhouse downtown.
But I will say this: I think that, and for me, I love an environment, and I think that like Ruth's Chris and Halls is very fucking lacking and very high maintenance, and I kind of like. I'll be honest. I think it's boring and fucking a little bit like holier than thou. Like we're kind of better than you. And I
can see that for sure.
And it's just a little much. Like a fucking steak is a steak. Like why are we trying to make it a little more pretentious than it needs to be?
I think I agree with you on that, but you got to remember at the end of the day, these aren't Michelin star restaurants that we're talking about. These aren't the pretentious places.
I know.
These are the places that are charging probably what they should for a steak at that quality.
I get it, and it's like all chain restaurants, which the Peddler is a chain because they have branched out.
Yeah, the
I
one
understand that.
And Pigeon Forge is good.
I get that. But like for me, I told him like, hey man, I'm gonna be honest. Like I know what you're looking for. Go to the Peddler, and he's like, okay. He goes to the Peddler. He's like, I'm not going back to Halls.
Right.
Like the environment, I just felt so welcome. It felt like where I needed to be, and the steak was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
the steak at the Peddler is phenomenal. The steak
It's
at
good,
Ruth's
yeah.
Chris, fucking phenomenal. It melts in your mouth. It literally,
Yeah.
the fat, everything
think-
melts in your mouth. But the environment, it means a lot to me. And when I'm going to pay, and I'm going to pay 3/4 of the price for a phenomenal steak. Like you can pretend to be pretentious.
I think there's something that you pay for at a place like Halls or Ruth's Chris is like, that's not a place you're going to bring your kid.
Of course
And
not.
like the Peddler
Yeah.
is a place you would bring your kid.
Which he wasn't bringing his kids.
But
I
I'm not saying
he
him. I'm not saying him.
He might.
I'm saying,
have.
but the reason I say that is like you see people that go to like the Peddler or whatever, and yeah, sure, like you said, it's a more relaxed environment, but you also get more obnoxious people in there because of that.
I've never been in an obnoxious environment in the Peddler though.
I have. I've been there was a fucking baby crying in there. And that's the last thing you want to fucking hear when you're trying to have a good dinner.
I'm sure there's
Chill,
been
relax, eat a steak.
I'm sure you can ask somebody, a customer of Halls or Ruth's Chris, and they would tell you a story about them, about
Yeah.
a baby crying in the
Yeah, maybe,
restaurant.
but most people that are going to go and spend that money on a steak, they're probably going to get a babysitter.
And
there.
also, my buddy was telling me about how like he came in with like a flannel and like, you know, some khakis or whatever, and they stuck him in the corner at Halls, which sounds like some shit Halls would
So
do.
I'll be honest with you, so to me that sounds like just bad coincidence.
I think so too.
And I don't want to shit on Zach, your buddy
No.
Zach, but that sounds like insecurity and bad coincidence.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
he came in there and people were probably dressed like, in his eyes, they were dressed better than he was, and he was like, "Oh, I'm down dressed." And
I
then
agree.
That happened.
I
He's like,
agree.
"Oh, that's because of this."
But I think that for me, like I think that the environment means a lot. Like that's why I go.
For sure, though. But
that's why I love
But
bar
also,
food.
at the end of the day, I'm not going to go eat a place that makes me feel that way. Even if it's my fault that I feel that way, at the end of the day, I still feel that way. Why would I go there?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that and when you go into those places, they're fucking boring. Like Ruth's Chris and Halls is a fucking boring establishment.
Whenever I went to Halls, it was fun as fuck. Halls is better than Ruth's Chris.
Really?
Halls, I had a great fucking time. Our waitress was like,
I would have said Ruth's Chris over Halls.
our waitress was
But,
like
I haven't been to Halls though, so
kind of a fucking crazy, like wacky person. Like
Yeah.
that you get at like a Chili's,
yeah.
but knows her fucking shit about steak and like she's very knowledgeable. So that was like really interesting. I didn't expect that at Halls. Same with Rick Irwin's Eastside Grill. I can tell you about all the steakhouses in Greenville if you were wondering.
Yeah, I haven't been to Rick
I've been to just about
Irwin's,
every
but
one
I
of
think that if I'm going to give a shout out to a place that's like really local that people don't really know this is really that good,
Sure.
is Woodside Bistro. It's
Okay.
fucking phenomenal. Very limited menu, but which I think shows that when I see a big menu at a restaurant, I automatically think, oh, they can't cook all of this great. They like Yard House. The menu's like massive. It's all very mediocre.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's because you have to be able to cook all
So
of it.
I've got a place for you.
You can't perfect
everything.
everything.
Yeah, that's right.
So when you see like a 5-course, like not 5-course meal, but like a five meats, 5 sides, you know, maybe some salads, something. I
Sure.
know that like these 5 fucking entrees are going to hit.
Yeah, there's a place that is kind of like
and that's Woodside Bistro.
Yard House. So the massive menu, Firebirds, same plaza.
Over Woodruff Road, right?
Woodruff Road,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know
same
you're
area
talking
as
about.
Firebirds.
We've ate there before,
Or
I
same
believe.
area as Yard House.
Yeah,
That's one of the best steaks you're ever gonna have,
that's awesome.
and it's like half the price of a place like that. You walk in and it feels like you're in a Longhorn or whatever.
Yeah, I think that my point is that you can get a steak that tastes better because of the environment. That's better than like going to just such a boring fucking business establishment, Hall's, Roost Chris. Like
but sometimes
it's
you want to
going,
feel wine and dined.
you're going there to
It's pretentious,
It's pretentious.
but sometimes you want to feel wine and dined.
And 69?
Yeah, that's after you get wine and dined.
When you're bloated and farting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, have like all this wine, all this beer, all this
God,
food. You're
so
like,
good.
what's 69? Oh.
Oh shit! It came out, slipped out. Sorry.
No.
Can we just get to it? Yeah, I get what
Why
you're
were we
saying.
so rushed?
Yeah, I get what you're saying for sure. But I think like there is that beauty of going to a place like that, and
Yeah, you at least got to experience it. You
Because-
just got to go.
well, and I'm not saying like I think going there like often is like I prefer to go there often because I enjoy the steak so much. I'm paying for
Steak's
that
phenomenal.
experience. I'm
Steak's
paying
phenomenal.
for a quiet. I'm paying for the ambience of a place like that.
I
like,
get it. It's
whenever
quiet.
Like that's why I prefer not to go to a place like we'll say Longhorn because it is loud.
It is loud.
It's loud as fuck, and
Yeah.
the peddler's loud as fuck.
Yeah.
The peddler's loud. The steak's fucking great.
I'm going to be honest. It is a little bit louder than those places because those people are welcome a little bit more. We're in the South.
And I've said that before.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've already said that. But like that's what I'm saying. So like whenever you do go to like Hall's or Roost Chris, you're gonna get a quieter environment. It's such a more intimate environment, and that's like. That's what if I'm going to go out and I'm going to spend the money on a fucking expensive steak, why would I just like go for subpar?
That's not subpar. Subpar is like below the peddler. Like
I agree with that.
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
That's not.
But the peddler,
like, you're
but the
kind of
diff-
roping them
no,
into
no, no,
subpar is not fair.
but the difference between the peddler and Roost Chris isn't that much in
it's
price.
not. Oh, in price?
It's not
It
that
is.
much. It's really
I
not.
spent $300 something over there. At
I
Roost
don't
Chris.
see how you did that.
Well, I did pay for mom, so I was paying for 3 people, but I paid
Okay.
for someone who didn't eat meat. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I
they got.
feel like that.
It
I don't
was
know how you
right
did
at
that.
$300.
I don't know how you did that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because like anytime
I
me
bought
and
a
Gabby
s-
go,
I
it's like
mean-
$120.
Well, I bought an $80 steak,
Okay.
and then I guess mom got a steak, which was like $80, and then she got like a $20
Oh, it was the bottle of wine.
veggie thing.
Mom got a bottle of wine.
She might have, but like either way, I spent like $350 at a place where I probably should have spent about $200.
I think that's
And
fine. It's like-
and the atmosphere fucking sucks.
yeah,
It's just so business. It's so boring.
I could see that for sure at Roost Chris.
But I have to say, I know I've been very critical. The steak is as good a steak as you're gonna get.
that's the best steak you're
Yeah,
gonna get.
it's
I-
fucking. Everything melts in your mouth.
The thing
It's
is, Roost
fucking
Chris,
tasty. The
I don't-
sides are great. The food's fucking phenomenal.
It's not the best steak you're gonna get. The best steak you're gonna get is probably
if you're being pretentious.
Rick Irwin's. No, I'm saying as far as just steak.
I've heard.
If someone set those steaks in front of you,
I've heard nothing.
Rick
but great
Irwin's is the
things.
best place
Yeah.
to go
Even
to.
Woodside Bistro was like. Rick Irwin's kind of has the name. They gave credit to Rick Irwin's when I talked to the manager, like because Ken is a fucking phenomenal dude. He's
is that like Barbie?
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Got it.
from the movie, yeah,
Yeah, Kingdom.
yeah, Kingdom, yeah. Is that in Barbie?
Well, yeah.
Is- is that-
Barbie Land turns
I've-
into Kingdom?
Kingdom. Oh, okay, nice. I need to watch it.
Oh my
watch
God,
it. Shout
it's
out
so
Barbie.
Funny. It's so funny.
Yeah, Ken at Woodside Bistro, which I really recommend. Some of the best macaroni and cheese I've ever
Some of the best
fucking ate.
macros
Dude.
I've ever had.
Woodside Bistro is so fucking good. They have like a tomahawk pork chop. I didn't get to try it because when I went, they were out.
A tomahawk pork chop.
Yeah,
That
but
sounds
their
interesting.
fucking Korean wings were so good. It was just phenomenal place. Please check it out. They gave credit to Rick Irwin's. It was like we're
Trying to be like Rick Irwin's.
like on the level, but like we don't have the capability and like the outreach that they got.
Yeah, and like they have like those fucking like the 5,000 degree oven they put. The
Yeah,
damn
they don't
steak
have the
on.
all those things. Like this kind of like almost like the Bear season 3. It felt like where they
seen
were. They have already hit their stride. They just relocated over.
Hey, don't fucking spoil this shit. What the fuck?
Well,
I haven't watched the show.
I mean, they haven't relocated. They're at the same fucking place.
I didn't know they were gonna do that.
They don't relocate. I'm just saying that
Oh,
Woodside
now you spoiled it.
Bistro.
Now it's ruined
Oh
for
my
me.
god. Well then maybe you,
I had
maybe you
hopes
should have
that-
watched it sooner,
I
motherfucker.
had hopes that they would relocate.
Oh man,
and
well
now-
you're
now
waiting
they're
too
going,
fucking
what the
long.
fuck,
Did
man?
you have hopes they relocated
I
to
did.
what? Detroit? instead of Chicago.
Not where the fuck they were with the fucking Guidos on the side.
Oh,
of the
you
street.
love the drama, man. That's the point of the whole show. You don't move to the fucking somewhere boring. You stay in Chicago where it's fucking drama.
Ugh, yeah, dirty.
Great show though.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Have you got to season 2 yet?
I haven't watched any more.
Damn, you
Watch
guys
one more
gave
episode.
up.
Yeah, watch one more.
That sucks.
We've been busy.
That's how it
Busy.
starts when you give up on a show.
No, we're not done. We're just busy.
Okay.
Like anytime we have time.
Busy doing what?
The problem is anytime we have time to watch it, football.
It is football season.
So
Sundays
yeah.
are covered up with 8 hours of commercial free
Yes.
football.
Anytime it's on, I'm like, I could ask if she wants to watch the Bear, but I really want to watch this football game.
It depends on like the 8 o'clock game for me. Like if the 8 o'clock game, I don't have anybody playing, I don't give a fuck. Like it's like Giants versus like some bums.
The Bills, which was a good fucking game.
I didn't watch that game.
Such a good game, dude.
Well, I actually watched the second half. I think
It was a fucking defensive game. It was awesome.
I
It was
watched
a
the
great
second
game.
half. But some games I just was like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, we're talking about like a Monday night game, like Dallas versus the Chargers or something shitty. Also a great fucking
watch
game.
that game. That's a great game.
Or like Kansas City versus Denver.
But you know what
Where
I'm
the
saying.
defense just
There's a
balling
lot
out of
of
control.
There's a lot of games that come on that are like, I don't have any felony references. I don't have any.
That's what you were gonna say?
I don't know. It seems like
Oh.
that where it was flowing. Felony seems like
Wow.
where it was flowing, but I don't have any fantasy relevance
Yeah.
to
felony
to the
reference.
game.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
you know what I'm saying.
backwards. Yeah, I got you.
I don't have any fantasy relevance to the game, and I know what the backups are. I'm like, the backups suck too. So if like my guy gets hurt, I don't give a fuck. I don't want that guy anyway.
You know what's weird?
I know who the backups are for my starters because once it's immediately if they go down, I know if I need to make the decision to pick that guy up, the backup up or not. I know what the backup quality is.
You know what's really weird? We used to do 45-minute podcast episodes. We've done a 45-minute.
No, we've always do an hour more.
We've done a 45-minute episode before.
I know, but it's
happened
rare.
a few times.
That's like bottom low.
That's like
though.
saying we're done now. That's crazy, right?
We're at like 50, right?
We're 45 minutes.
Are we? I know we was at 30 before we took a break. 36, I think, right?
So, I don't fucking know. You
Who
just
fucking knows?
doing math over there.
Yeah, I'm getting too crazy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of fun at those like
I get
me
it. I get it for
personally.
sure.
It just like it's not for me. The food's fucking phenomenal. I'm not here to I'm here to criticize the atmosphere, not the food. I
Okay.
guess is what
I
I'm
get it.
trying to say.
I think that's a really fun conversation for us because we have different point of views on it.
Yeah, and I love bar food too, which
But
is
I love bar food
the
too, but
connection there.
maybe for me, maybe it's kind of fun to feel a little pretentious sometimes.
I think it is when it comes to like movies and like music, but like I don't know.
What's wrong with feeling that way with food?
I don't think
Where you're
there's-
going,
I
you're
don't know,
getting
there's nothing
the
wrong.
best experience. You're getting a fucking
Yeah.
bottle of wine with the best.
The problem is you got to pay like way more for it. That's
sure
the
you
problem.
do, but it's the experience of it.
Yeah, I can like, and we were talking. What started this was the fact that we can cook a good steak at the house.
Yeah, we can.
That's what started this shit.
Yeah.
Which
but I
even
can,
more,
I can cook a steak better than those people.
which even more bleeds into the fact that I'm saying that like you can just cook it at home and have even like you're at home, you don't have to worry about driving
gotta
home.
cook.
Yeah, but if you're okay with that, I'm okay with that.
You got to clean up.
Oh, big fucking dude, you got to clean up anyway.
But
You got to cook anyway.
But you don't. You can go. To
You got to find somebody to watch the kids. You got to find.
I
like,
don't have kids. Don't have
yeah,
to do
I
that.
mean in general, we're talking to adults here.
No, we're talking to each other.
Yeah, but like the audience is listening.
We're not
too.
adults.
Oh, definitely no.
we're not
definitely
talking to
We're
adults. We're talking to each other.
We're talking to adults, the audience, not
Oh,
us.
not us, okay. We're talking to adults
Yeah.
here. No, we're talking to
Not
each
us,
other. We're
not us.
children.
There's no kids. There's nothing. We're yeah. If you have time to do a podcast, you probably don't have kids.
I love telling people that have a podcast, especially new people.
Yeah, because you could.
I was at so I'm in class now for work right now,
Yeah.
and somehow we got talking about. So what do you got going on? Or someone's like, "You gonna do this weekend?" And I was like, "No, I ain't got time for that shit." Like, "Oh, what you got going on?" I said, "Oh, I got to do 2 podcasts this weekend." And the guy beside my partner.
Oh, you got to.
My partner. This is a programming class. It's helping me program. He goes,
Yeah.
"That's the most millennial thing I've ever heard in my life."
It definitely is.
And everybody started
It
laughing.
definitely is.
And I was like, "Dang, y'all need to check us out, Brew Color Podcast."
You just did plug. That's what I did. I
and,
did
they
the
all
same
started,
thing.
and they laughed even
I
harder.
did the
They
same
laughed
shit.
even harder.
I
They
did
were
the
like,
same shit.
"Fuck yeah, what do y'all talk about?" And then we just kept talking about it. And they're
I
like, "How
walked
many
into the
subscribers
office
was it
one
gonna go?"
time, and a
It
guy was like, "Oh, big superstar walking in." Oh, you trying to kind of mock it, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right. Please check us out. Please like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon." You know, just like
Right.
leaning into. I don't give a fuck, dude. You're
There's
not
no
gonna like
way.
make me mad over this
a
shit.
person that's saying that is just fucking shitty.
They're just shitty.
It's a shitty person.
And I know that. I don't give a fuck.
Well, it's either a shitty person or your friend that's making fun of you.
it's a shitty person probably.
Oh,
and
it's the same, it's the same
well,
thing. It's the same thing.
it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
It's a little bit of both.
Because I like the guy. He's a good dude. But yeah, he always gives me. When the podcast first started, he was giving me a little bit of hell.
Yeah, there's a guy I work with, Tony. I've talked about him before. Shout out Tony. He's one of those guys that's like he is the person that's gonna care about your well-being more than anybody ever. But he's gonna fucking shit on you more than anyone ever.
I can deal with guys like that.
Oh, he will shit on you more than he's like.
I'm all right.
Like
I'm
me
cool
and
with
him are gonna talk shit. It's like some good shit talking. Like
as long as I can tell that you care about me, I'm cool with that.
oh yeah.
If
And
you're
that's
just
how-
like
that's how
taking
Tony is.
jabs and you're a piece of shit,
But Tony will also hit you with like I'll talk about oh yeah, I gotta do a podcast weekend. Oh yeah, all your tens of viewers.
that's what he said.
Fuck you.
20s, bitch.
I'm like, yeah, they ain't gonna ever see your ass on here.
That's what you said.
Because you ain't ever gonna be invited.
Because you're a bum, you dumb as hell, or something.
Yeah,
you know?
something stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they want to see your fat ass can't fit in the chair. It's like rude as fuck. It's
Yeah.
not even that fat.
That's going back to like mirroring people's personalities.
Yeah.
Like,
Me
I'm
and
gonna hit
Tony-
you
me
with
and Tony
the
have such a
I'm
good
gonna hit you
clash.
with the energy you hit me with, man. I really am.
Yeah, we
If
have
you hit
such
me
a
with
good
some
time.
like hateful ass shit, I'm gonna hit you with some like even more hateful ass shit because you drew the line.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you draw the line, and I'm gonna counteract that. You know, like I'm gonna match that.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like an ego guy, but I'm really good at not getting offended. Like I don't get offended very often.
I don't either.
It takes a lot to make me
Yeah,
offended.
me too. I'm a really like. It's all about us. This is the All About Us podcast.
It's all about us. Podcast. I mean, it's us.
It is.
It's us. We're
It
talking.
is. Yeah,
People,
we're talking.
People,
And
subscribe
you'll
to
hear it.
us
Listen to
talking.
every damn word I have to
I have the
say.
microphone. Yeah.
Sorry, you might have to lower the volume on that.
No, I've been. I think it's the angle of the new mic stand.
It's
That makes
nice.
us louder. We're louder.
It's really nice. I love
Yeah,
the new
it's
mics.
good,
Shout
dude.
out to you, man. These new mics are really nice. You said,
You thought I forgot about it. I didn't.
oh no, I haven't forget about it either.
No, but you thought I forgot to order them.
I didn't. I honestly forgot that you even said it. I walked up and I was like, what the fuck is on my porch? I was like, because usually I know what's coming. I was like,
forgot you to
and I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm digging. It's like boxes, like heavy shit. I'm like, I was like, let me make sure I'm at this is at the right house. 'Cause sometimes
name on it.
I'll take it next door because this is 4. Usually when you pull into a for delivery people,
It's 3,
it's
4,
2,
or
4,
4, yeah.
versus like 4, 6 because it starts at 2.
That makes sense.
It's just the way it goes. And I
Big
look at it and
delivery
I'm like, oh, it says Brian. And I was like, oh, he did say he was bringing some mic stands.
Which is
And
so
I was like,
weird.
these are the best mic stands, dude. These are really
They're
nice.
fucking sick, dude.
They're
We got
they're
lucky
fucking
with
nice.
these.
They're
cheap,
they're
15
like
bucks
right in my
piece.
mouth.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Damn, it won't be the first time. Won't be the first time.
It would be the first time. Oh no!
Oh, wait.
Wait, well, what? Huh? It wouldn't be the first time. What?
It wouldn't be the first time. That's right.
Yeah.
We got a fucking banner of our podcast logo on the wall.
That's fucking cool, right?
It's crazy, right? Cheers,
Do you have the new? We did order a new one, right?
No. Remember, I forgot to press enter, and then I forgot to order.
Oh,
it.
and then you forgot to.
But I'll tell you what I did do. I did send a picture of that logo to somebody so I can go back and get it faster, so I don't have to scroll through my photo album.
Okay, nice.
So that was yesterday. I did that.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay, cool.
won't be long. You know, a little something.
A little something. Yeah, we haven't talked about music in a while on this podcast.
I feel like we did. I thought we talked about like 3 episodes ago.
That's
We talked about
like
underrated,
Yeah, it's like a month ago. Who gives a fuck?
underrated musicians.
Yeah, let's talk about them again. Fuck
Oh, what about underrated instruments? How do you feel about that?
Ooh,
What's an underrated instrument to you?
an underrated instrument. That's good. That's good.
In rock and roll and music in general.
The harp.
The harp. Oh, that's good.
That's like a classical instrument that like doesn't get talked about enough. Where I think it takes legit talent.
yeah.
You know, like more like, you know, like brass instruments, I guess, are really cool.
I really want to talk about
Like
more rock and roll, though. Like
saxophones
rock and
and-
roll or like popular music. Like I don't want like somebody playing. I want somebody that can play that instrument that fits
inside of rock and roll,
or even like fucking
you wanna
pop
see
or rap or whatever.
So you want to see the rare instrument in popular culture?
Yes, in pop
is
culture.
what you're asking for.
Yeah, because like for me, it's like an organ.
Organ's good, but is organ in pop music? I mean, it was.
It is.
Like
I mean,
years
Adele
ago.
has.
Yeah,
an
but it's
organ in
not
her
like
music.
that's like one example of pop music.
Well, I feel like you asked me for an example. I gave you one.
Yeah, but give me another one.
Oh, why?
Because that's my point. Is like, okay, one good artist used it because of your argument. That's why you're bringing it up.
Yeah.
Deserves to be brought up because.
That's who started this conversation.
But I think that like. I think we need to see it like for what you're looking for. I think we need to see it more in.
It should be. Yeah, and that's why it's underrated.
But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the harp is. Or you said the
organ.
The organ. Yeah,
Yeah.
the organ in the Goonies. The organ reminds me of the
Because
Goonies.
it hits some fucking like intense notes, like you hear.
Yeah, it's very dramatic.
It's so dramatic.
It's so dramatic.
It's very intense.
You probably
notes,
hear
yeah.
that more in horror music, I would imagine.
You do hear a lot of organ horror movies.
Yeah,
in
it's just
horror
very
movies.
dramatic,
Yeah.
man.
What about a banjo? I think that's underrated in like rock and roll.
Probably.
Pretty underrated. I
It's
feel like.
definitely underrated in music. It's
Like,
definitely
like some pop stuff like
bluegrass
Amos,
is definitely.
Lee. Amos Lee has some
Yeah, Avett Brothers.
Avett Brothers obviously, but like Amos Lee,
Yeah.
I feel like Sweet Pea is
Yeah.
very huge,
Boom,
like
boom,
which is a
boom,
ukulele,
boom,
but
boom.
he has
Yeah.
banjo in his lot,
Yeah.
a lot of his stuff, which he
Yeah.
kind of has some.
It's
weird
very
rap shit.
folksy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most folk music's probably gonna have a.
Obviously, I feel like
a little bit of
harmonica
banjo.
could be on this list, but harmonica is very like straightforward.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Nah.
Whenever I think of harmonica,
I
what's
like
when you
I
think
like
of
the organ.
harmonica, what's the first band you think of?
I think of Bob Dylan. When I think
Oh,
of,
that's good.
yeah.
You know the first band I think of is
Who?
Led Zeppelin.
Oh, I like that.
Bring
yeah.
it on home.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's good.
That's so good.
That's good.
Oh, actually, pretty good. That's pretty good.
That was not bad. That
acapella
wasn't
there,
bad. Yeah, that wasn't
like
bad.
Bo Burnham.
Oh, shout out, dude.
Acapella, yeah.
Dude,
Key and Peele.
I kind of want to go back and rewatch Inside on my
It's so good.
vacation.
It's so
Just
good.
one morning, I'll wake up early,
One
get a
morning.
workout in. The house is quiet. I'm just chilling. Let me just throw Inside on. Relax a little bit.
You doing a thing right now?
I'm doing the thing right
The
now.
house is quiet. I'm just
And that's
chilling.
what you do. You throw
I'm just
Inside.
gonna throw Inside on.
But that's
just
what I
gonna-
want to do. I'm doing a thing right now. Yeah.
Yeah, you are
To
doing
answer
that,
your question, I'm
yeah.
doing a thing right now.
The house is quiet.
Yeah, I'm doing a thing right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think that's what I think I want to throw it on. I want to watch it during my break because it's so. I feel like it's kind of like a comfort thing
Yeah,
because
you
it
know
kind
what's
of
gonna happen.
it reminds you of like how
You know what's
shitty
gonna
things were.
happen.
You know what's going to happen for sure. For sure. What's your comfort movies, man?
comfort movies?
I could
would
go to like
throw
Skull Rock's a comfort movie. Shaun of the Dead for me. You know,
Shaun of the
those
Dead
movies.
for sure. A comfort.
If you're just
movie.
chilling, you've had a tough day. You don't want to think about like watching Inception.
Oh, Superbad.
That's a good one.
Superbad's one. Inception could be though, because I've watched it and like I know what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
Watching that for the first time is intense.
It's intense.
Watching it for the second time, I know what's
You
gonna
pick up on more, yeah. So you get the chance to pick up on more.
happen. Yeah, Inglourious Bastards is definitely a comfort movie for me. My favorite movies, the ones I've seen the most. Bad Santa's a comfort movie for me for sure.
Oh, for sure. That's for me. That's like a Christmas movie though.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
It'll
It's
still be a
same
comfort-
same
it's still a
shit.
comfort
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, same shit.
Let's see more stuff like I watch a lot. Halloween Town is starting to become that for me.
That's a
I think that's a
classic.
good movie,
That's
dude.
like Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, with less pocus.
yeah, Hocus Pocus.
With less
Hocus
perversion.
Poke
Less
us.
perversion.
Hocus
lot.
Poke us.
Virgin.
Yeah, I remember. Did we talk about it when we first started this podcast last October? When I was like,
We talked about it on the podcast. I don't remember.
I think we did. I think it was last October when I was like, dude, went back and watched Hocus Pocus. Why are they like so? Why is being a virgin so important?
Went back and hoped us, and then they got poked
and then
us.
they poked us.
Oh.
Oh no!
3rd and 11. South Carolina's 36 versus Missouri 9-24. Scored. Let's go. Maybe 2 field goals. I doubt it's 4th quarter. This is last week's game, by the way. Just wanted to tell Shawn that. I just want to make Shawn sad.
It's time to move on.
Yeah, let's exit out of this.
Yeah,
Let's not look at this.
that's all you need to know.
What was it? Happy Gilmore. Out with the bad, in with the good.
Yeah, block,
It's all in the hips.
good,
Receive,
bad.
bad, block.
Receive,
block.
light, or whatever it is. Yeah,
Block the bad,
Yeah.
receive the good. This is stupid.
which is like
it's all in the hips. Stop. Get your
honestly,
hands off
we
of
could
me.
all use that pep talk on Monday mornings.
Monday mornings we're doing this. We're doing
Yeah,
the Monday.
when like Monday
Yes.
hits, you gotta wake up.
What
The
are you-
fucking alarm hits.
What are you, Garfield?
Yes, I am.
I
Hey,
hate
your alarm is a
Mondays.
fucking like nuclear bomb that's about to hit your house.
Or it's a fucking.
oh, you got the ooh.
I do. I have the.
Nice. It's spooky.
The best part is
You're trying to scare yourself. You
Oh!
shit yourself when you
Oh,
wake
yeah.
up.
That's my last minute alarm. Oh shit! Aliens. Oh okay.
Oh, I gotta go to work on Monday. Even more terrifying.
Oh, have you seen the Tim Robinson bit where he's it's a Darmine doggy door,
I have not seen this.
and he's got a door that you have a chip on your dog's collar, and they walk up to the door, it recognizes the chip, the door opens, dog walks in. The reason he developed this is because you don't want to have anything just walking through your doggy door And then it shows where he got into this he got in a dispute with his fucking neighbor because he called him, or because his neighbor thought that he was stealing shit from him, and so he called him a pig, like Richard Nixon. And so he's sitting there, and it shows this fucking like devil animal walk through the fucking door, and he's like, "I thought that was really real," and it's just a pig with a Richard Nixon mask on.
When I think of Richard Nixon, I think of Futurama.
Yeah,
It's just me showing my generation right there.
And then he goes, he thinks it's fucking the pig walking through with the mask on. He goes, "For 45 seconds, I thought that was really real."
Super light.
He's like, and I thought that I'm
I'm
he's like,
44.
and surely I thought I was gonna get eaten. He goes, and I was like, well, at least I don't have to go to work tomorrow. He's like, what the? He goes, what the fuck? What do they do to us? He said, I was like, oh, I don't have to go to work tomorrow because I'm gonna get eaten.
Hell yeah.
There's a fucking problem. It's so funny, dude. So look up the Darman Doggy Door. Happy pet, peace of mind.
Some shout out Liberty. Liberty would really like and listen to.
Dude, he's so funny.
He's so fucking funny, dude.
He's so funny. Liberty or?
Liberty.
Oh yeah, Liberty's funny. But I'm talking about Tim Robinson too.
So Tim Robinson or Tim Robinson?
Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson is that the black guy from SNL?
Nope, that is Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave on Netflix.
Oh, I know. Is that the white dude?
The white dude.
With it has like the little
155 taters.
That guy's a lot to take in.
It's funny.
I need him in small doses.
What about the one with the sloppy steaks? Have you seen that?
Probably. I know you sent me a lot of them.
It's so funny. It's a very unique. It's like the most specific sense of humor. There's one of them. It's a guy at the restaurant, this old dude, and like the food comes out, and he's like, "Oh man, I should have got that." And then like 5 minutes, like a few seconds go by, and they keep talking. He's like, "Man, that looks good." He's like, "Let me have a bite." He's like, "Nah, I'm just kidding."
Funny though.
And then it keeps going, and
he's got moments.
And the old guy's like, and he reaches over and grabs the dude's food, and he's like, pretending to bite. He's like, "I'm just kidding," and sets it back down. And then it keeps going. He's like, he picks it up, and he's like, "Can I have this?" And he takes a bite.
I think that
he's like, "I'm gonna eat the whole thing." And it's just like so specific. It's so cringe, but it's so funny.
Yeah, there was I was watching Impractical Jokers. Oddly,
It's so funny
for like the first time in 10 years or something, or probably
when'd you watch this?
Thursday
night.
Sometime this week.
I watched it Thursday night on YouTube.
It,
I had it on Thursday
It wasn't
night.
Thursday night.
Oh,
it was
Wednesday
like
night.
it was like Wednesday or something. Yeah.
What episode was it? Was it when we were in the grocery store
Drink out of the margarita
with the straw?
with the straw.
I watched that fucking episode Wednesday night live on YouTube TV.
Yeah, I watched that.
Swear to
too.
God,
Yeah.
I watched it live.
Watched the same shit.
That's so weird.
I haven't watched YouTube.
I've never watched.
haven't
never watched Impractical Jokers in my life.
I've been saying Practical Jokers is pretty fucking good. It's good. It's good reality.
I've been
TV.
seeing clips on Facebook.
It's a little gimmicky. It's a little funny. It's good.
But
though.
the fucking straw. And
he puts it in the margarita and tries to like suck it up.
It's the big straw, and he has the fucking little one that's like the size of a cigarette.
Yeah.
And he's like,
yeah. That's a good one.
we watched that. That was the one you just were talking about, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like it.
What the fuck? We both watched it this week.
It's weird. It's weird.
Man,
It's really weird.
Fucking with us.
Yeah, it's like last week talking about the whole nacho incident with John Mike.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna happen. We don't know what's gonna happen when I bring it up, but that's how.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get brought up.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see those guys
Right
here in a little bit.
We're an hour in, man. Do you want to go cook? I know this is like we don't really want to end it, but
I definitely don't want to end it, but we definitely are pressed on time. What time is it?
it is 6:14.
How much time's left in the Carolina game? Third quarter, like 5 minutes.
It's fourth quarter, like 10 minutes.
Okay, we probably should wrap
It's been
this
good,
up,
man.
man.
It's been a good podcast.
It's been fucking great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really want to. It's October. I really want to dive back into some horror movies. I've really been enjoying it lately. I know
Well,
we
this
just
is the last-
we
this
just
is the last
dove.
day we get to
I know
because this is technically coming out on what, the 29th.
that's okay. That's okay.
We'll talk about Christmas movies.
Christmas movies. We're talking about horror Christmas
And deviled
movies.
eggs.
Deviled eggs. Oh man, your
Oh,
shit stinking
God.
ass.
I do that.
Check your
anyway.
drawers. Let's run it down your leg.
I do got some shit stains on my drawers.
Cheers. Don't eat all the deviled eggs.
I'm
by the
gonna eat
time I
all
see
the
you
fucking
next
deviled. I'm
time.
gonna make more deviled eggs and eat all of them. Cheers, man.
Hey, invite me before you eat them all though.
Hey, YouTube TV. Check us out on YouTube TV.
Check us out. Yeah, channel 67.
Channel 69, channel 420.
Yeah. On the dumb channel.
420 _ X. XX.
XXX.
420 XX.
Yeah, channel
What's the fucking-
69.
What is this? A fucking COD gamer tag?
Oh,
It's been
man.
good, man. It's been a
It's
fun
been
podcast.
great. Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, go check us
check
out
us
on
out
our
on
live,
TikTok.
on our
Check
live
us out on
Sundays,
Facebook, Instagram.
Spotify 5 stars.
Brew Collar Podcast. Yeah, shameless
Yeah.
plugs. We love you
Buy,
guys.
buy shirts.
Yeah, we got shits for your ass too. Please, please buy one.
Did
We
you just
need it.
speak in dyslexia?
Probably.
We got shits too.
We got shits too.
You just like autocorrect did your voice.
Yeah.
Type shirts into shits. All right,
We'll
see y'all.
We'll see you
This was
next
good,
week.
man. Cheers.
Cheers.